Good morning, Canadian Yarn Heart. My name's Alyssa, and today we're going to make this hand towel. I do have to admit I'm going to change the colors. So I did just use black loops and threads and orange, which I will show over there. So I'm going to pause it and I will start all the information over in my overhead cam. All right, so what I have here is I just have a little hand towel that I used black loops and threads, but today we're going to use, which one of these actually? That's the one I want to get it out of the way. And then all of these are the same brand. They are a Paris, Drops Paris that I ordered off of Amazon. So this one I did order on Amazon. The color is 13. They recommend a 5mm needle and hook, and it's 100% cotton. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm also going to be using this glow-in-the-dark yarn that I also did get on Amazon. So we're going to be using a 4mm hook, and I'm going to get started. So this will be very similar to my other hand towels. I have 2 other hand towel videos. This is mainly about the different patterns you can do on it. I am going to be doing a glow-in-the-dark pumpkin as opposed to the orange. So right now we're going to cast our slip stitch, put our slip knot on, and then we're going to do 30 stitches. So chain 30, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now you're going to do 2 more. So that way you're not shrinking your chain. Your chain should still be 30 then. You are going to do a half double crochet in that 3rd chain from the hook. And you're going to do that all the way across. Just half double crochets. Now I know this will seem very much like the cat one, but I am going to change it for the next row. So for that one, I just did half double crochets for the whole thing. This one, I'm actually going to do a half double crochet for 1 row and then a single crochet for the 2nd row. So to just give a little bit of a different texture, make it look a little different. So it's not the same old hand towel. And if you saw my other hand towel, it was just single crochet all the way along. So I'm just kind of trying to play with stitches a little bit and adding a bit of stitches here and there. I will be doing another one, and it will be a ghost one, but it will be black. That one will be harder to watch, so I'm probably going to keep it very similar to the hand towel one, just a single crochet. That way you're not watching too much of the black, because as we know, black is so difficult to work with as a yarn. And filming, I imagine it's not easy to see on either. So, like I said, I will be using just a regular single crochet, keep the stitch simple, and then I'll be making ghosts for it in the glow-in-the-dark. So that will be the next video I come out with, possibly. I don't always know when these videos are going to upload or what I'm going to upload when, because I do sometimes film them early just to make sure I get everything done and uploaded easy on time. Then once we're done, like I said, we're just going to chain 2, and then we're going to single crochet across. And then your project will just pretty much be those 2 rows for 17 inches. And like I said, I do like to get that last little slip knot in as one as well, because this is not something everybody does, but I do like to do it because I think it makes your project look good at the end. You don't have this little slip knot sitting at the end here. 1, 2, we're going to turn, and then we're just going to single crochet all the way along in each stitch. So if you are a new visitor, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, thank you very much. I do hope to earn your like and subscription today. I would love to hear you and a question, comment, or concern you have below. By all means, if it's just to say hello or say, hey, here's my channel. I always check the channels out. I always reply to comments. I love to hear from you. I love your opinions. If you think I should have done a different color, or maybe what projects you would like to see me do, by all means. Like I said, you're just going to single crochet all the way across. And you're going to do these 2 rows, so half double crochet and then single crochet for 17 inches. And when I get there, I will come back and I will show you how I do the border and then how I made the pumpkin. And I will see you then. Okay, so I have actually gotten this done now. So I've got my 17 inches. So I'm going to trim off and darn in the orange because I'm done with the orange. There we go. So I just want to pull that up. And we're going to darn that in. And then you're just going to come down here, up. Just going to go into that hole right there. And I'm going to go on to the back because I want this to be the back. Then I'm going to double back. And there we go. So now I can darn that off. So now I'm going to start with the glow-in-the-dark yarn. I'll put the orange away because I don't need it anymore. So now we're just with the glow-in-the-dark. So I'm going to go to that hole just to give myself a bit of space around the corner. Makes it easier. Chain 2. 1 and 2. And then we're just going to single crochet all the way across. And I will stay with you for this line, and then I will show you how to do around the turn. And it's the same for each corner, so it really is simple. It is the same. And you're just going to keep crocheting across. Just going to keep going in between each space as you find. You just want to keep going. Like I said, you're going to do 3 rows of this border. So I'll show you how to go around the corner, and then from there, I'll come back when I've done my border, just because I don't think you need to watch me do the same thing over and over and over again. So you just keep going in between strands of yarn, whichever hole you find. And you try to just get them each and every strand. As I said, you're going to do 3 border rows. I mean, you can do 5. I find it's too much. I like a little bit of color on the border, not too much. And then we will do the pumpkin. And I guess I will have to take out a little bit of green for the stem on the pumpkin. Or should brown would be better. So you're just going to keep going along, single crocheting all the way, trying to keep the stitches evenly spaced. And as I said, this is glow in the dark. I know it looks white, but it is glow yarn from Amazon. I will link it in the description box below. I'm just going to keep going. And as I've said, the first row is always the longest when coming to the borders. It will take you always longer to do that first row than it will from then on. From then on, it's just a matter of following your stitches. This one takes a bit because you're actually creating the border. But if you do bags, they do help. Learn how to do how to get your spacing right, how to not have too many stitches, not to add too many, have too many increases as you're going across. A good rule of thumb is it's not curling too much. So you don't see it curl. You don't see it frill up. Because when it frills up, that's when you have too many on. So we're just going to keep continuing. Almost to this corner. So once I get to the corner, as I said, I'll show you what we do, and then I will come back after I finish 3 rows of border and we'll start the pumpkin. And these look really, really cute at night. I did just make up the spider web one the other day, and it looked so cute last night with the purple and the glow, and it was really cute. So I'm very excited to have that out for Halloween. And as I said, this one will be a pumpkin. I do try to limit the black I use, so that way you don't have to watch black, although the next one I do, it will be a ghost. It will be black. I will do my best to just use single crochet since it is a simple, easy stitch I've shown many times. And it will mainly be about how I made the ghosts and that. So now that we're at the corner, and I always recommend to turn your work 1, 2, 3 in one stitch, and that is how you go around a corner. So that's all there is to it. You just go around the three times in the same stitch, and that'll follow you around the corner, giving you a really nice around the corner seam. So I'm going to finish doing my border. I will be back when I've got my 3 rows. Okay, so now I have that done. We're going to make the pumpkin. So I'm just going to fold that up. And now I'll push it off to the side. So we're going to make a magic circle. And we're going to do 6 double crochets. So 1, 3, so you chain 3. It's 1 now, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So your next one, you're going to tighten that up, slip stitch together, and now you're going to double each stitch. So you're going to go chain 3 and then 2 double crochet in the first one, and you're going to do that all the way around. I'm going to pause and I will come back when we are done this row. And actually, so now on this row, you're going to increase 2, 2, and then you're going to single crochet at the bottom. I'm actually going to do 4 at the bottom. 2, 3 single crochets, and then you're going to finish off with 4 double crochets. So 1 and 2. So now you're going to slip stitch in there. Now I am going to darn in my end because that drives me crazy. Not having them in the way is always a good thing, especially when working in the round. Oops. Just gonna darn in this end. Just gonna go one more around this way and shove the needle, darn it on, and push the needle through. And there's that. And then you're just gonna trim that off. Now your next row, oops, apparently we pulled off, so we're gonna do that again, which allows me to grab the 2 bars, not just the one I did the first time, which I prefer to grab the 2 bars. So now this one, you're going to chain 3. Actually, you're going to chain 2 on this one. Now you're going to do a single crochet, 2 single crochets in the first. I can get my needle, my hook in that right spot. So 1, 2, and then you're going to double crochet. Actually, that was 1 increase, not 2. Silly me. So what happens when you don't write it down? So the next one I'm going to double crochet. So it was only 1 single crochet. Now I'm going to do 2 double crochet and then a single double crochet and then a double and then single double. And now that we're at the bottom again, you're going to do a second single crochet, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet. This one will be 2 singles. Actually, I think I'm going to do a double on that one for placement. And then you're going to do a single double, and then you're going to do 2 doubles. And you're going to do a single double, and then 2 doubles. Single, double, sorry, a single double, not a single crochet. And then not a half double, double. And then you're going to do, this one will be a double crochet and a single crochet and a slip. Now you're starting to see the flat on the bottom. Now we're going to do 1 more row. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets. And then you're going to do two single crochet or two single double crochets, and then two double crochets in the same area stitch. It's a little more complicated because you are always changing stitches on this one. And then you're gonna go one single crochet, double crochet, second double crochet, just because it's not turning that perfectly. I want to do a single, a single, a single, and a single. And then you're going to do two doubles in the same stitch, and then you're going to move to a single, single, two doubles, one, two, single double, second single double, and then this one you're going to do two doubles, two, and then you're going to do a half, or actually I think I'll do a double on that one, not a half double. But for this one I'm going to do a half double, and then a single, and then a slip stitch, and then we're going to grab that right there, and there's your pumpkin. There's your cute little pumpkin. You're going to pull that out, and if it is a little lopsided, I mean, if you've seen pumpkins, if you've ever been pumpkin patch hunting, pumpkins are always somewhat misshapen, so don't be too worried. It will still look good. You can make a second one. I'm not going to for the project I'm working on. I have done that before. If you actually look at the orange one, I'll show you in a second. I have two orange pumpkins on it, so you can do it. But what I have found is when it comes to having a hand towel, having too much on the having too much on here can affect how you dry your hands. It's not always so good. So this, we're just going to take the green because we're going to make a stem. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. In this chain, the second one, you're going to do two single crochets, and then you're going to follow the chain back down the next 2 stitches, 1, and then this is your slip stitch or your slip knot, 2, and there is your stem. Very simple, very easy, very little yarn used for that. Now, what I like to do is I actually like to tie these so you don't lose the 2 ends. Now then, I'm going to grab that, thread them on, and you're just going to put it right here, right at the top. And then if you want, you can tie these in together on the back. You'll never see it, but this way they are tied in. And then what you can do is grab that back of that stitch there. I'm going to grab both my tails. And this is just to reinforce that it'll kind of stand at the back of the, like that. There you've got your stem. So now I'm going to darn these in. Just come up and weave it in. Just turn that off. Now you're going to want to take this thread. It will not be long enough, but you're going to just attach it quickly where you want it attached. So it kind of just gets it in there. And then you're just going to sew along the edge of it, basically. And I like to go in between the stitches. And I'm going to run this tail out, and then I will grab more on. And that way I'm keeping much of the waist to a minimum. Because I'll just knot the next one onto this because there's not much of the tail. You just figure out where you want to attach it, and you just keep going. So I will come back when I'm fully done, which shouldn't be long because I'm just sewing this on just to show you the final product. And I will be back in a minute. Alright, so there you have it. There is the cute little glow-in-the-dark pumpkin hand towel. I do, as I said, I hope to earn your like and subscription today. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much. I'm glad to see you. If you are a new viewer, well, welcome. I'm glad to see you too. I do hope to hear from you. Any questions, comments, or concerns below, by all means. And I will see you again. I hope to see you again. Bye.